Established in 2001, the Jadyn Fred Foundation has brought hope to Montana children and their families while they faced some of their most challenging and difficult times. The Jadyn Fred Foundation was created in remembrance of the beautiful spirit of its namesake, Jadyn Fred. Jadyn was diagnosed with a rare form of cancer at the young age of 3. Her condition, pancreatoblastoma, was one of only 2 clinically identified cases on record. Jadyn's cancer required specialized treatment from a team of doctors. The dedicated specialists and state-of-the-art facility offered Jadyn something that any parent would want for their child, the hope of being a cancer survivor.
You're beautiful. You are made for so much more than all of this. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. You are treasured, you are sacred, you are His. You're beautiful.
Jadyn was taken to community hospital here in Missoula, and we were able to talk with a lot of different doctors. We found a doctor who was an intern in Seattle, was able to make connections with other doctors in Seattle and throughout the region, and he was able to come up with a diagnosis in about 2 days. And it was kind of a whirlwind. We just found out that she had pancreatoblastoma. We were taken immediately to Seattle, and both Brent and I had to struggle immediately with this thought that Jadyn had cancer. We saw a lot over the next 3 years, and we lived off and on in Seattle. Jadyn and I, Britt and our younger daughter Riley at the time, would travel up to see us during surgeries or when they could. And during that time, we saw a lot of suffering and a lot of children whose families lived in campers in the parking lot because they couldn't afford a place to live at the time. And even ourselves, we were fortunate to live with Britt's parents at the time. They lived in Redmond. That saved us money, but still expenses were incurred when, say, Britt and Riley came up just to eat lunch at the hospital costs $15. And if you're eating 3 meals for 1 day, it's going to add up really quickly. So we saw that as an immediate need. Gas expenses, hotel, there's just so many expenses that go into trying to care for your child. We saw that a lot of children there were there a lot longer than Jadyn, and they had incurred a lot of debt. And so we thought, maybe this is something we could help out with, but Jadyn was still in the middle of the struggle. And when she eventually passed away in March of 2001, Britt had really felt that this is something he wanted to get started on. And so the following year, we were able to start the foundation.
Generous donations have assisted children and their families from all walks of life in Montana, and the foundation thanks you. The Jadyn Fred Foundation is asking for your support in helping Montana children from newborns to 18 years of age.
As of today, the Freds have helped hundreds of Montana children get quality medical care in and out of the state.
They helped us out financially in a lot of ways, and they were there emotionally for support, which was really great to have.
About 3 years ago, Michael Skirmerhorn was diagnosed with a Wilms tumor, a form of kidney cancer. Years of treatment and surgeries took the Skirmerhorns on a financial and emotional whirlwind.
You'll do whatever it takes to get through and get by and help out a little kid, whether it's your son or not.
Michael has now recovered with just several more years of checkups.
You find a way to get by, and most of the time you realize that you can't do it without help.
Hi, we're the Freds, and we are Jadyn's family. And I just want to take a second and introduce our family today. And starting with Riley, she's 20. This is my beautiful wife, Alicia, who is just over 35. This is Everett, who is 16. I am just celebrating my 7th anniversary of my 40th birthday. This is my lovely daughter, Hadley, and this is our little Macy.
My favorite memory was probably when we watched Jurassic Park and I was 3 and I got super scared and she just kind of grabs my head and cuddles me in and just tells me it's gonna be okay and that the dinosaurs aren't real or anything. And so I felt really safe with her because I knew that she would always protect me. She was my big sister, so.
I think it would be really cool to meet her because I've heard so many wonderful stories about her giving heart, her sense of humor, her wonderful personality. I even heard that when she was at the hospital, she wanted to give away some of her favorite stuffed animals to other kids that she met in the hospital. I think she would tell me to, whatever pain I'm going through, whether it be sports or anything, I think she would tell me to push past it because of all the stuff that she went through when she was much younger than I am now, and I think that that's the best advice that she would give me if she were here right now.
I believe Jadyn would be passionate about a lot of things. She'd be passionate about helping others. She'd be passionate about family. She did have a dog, a stuffed Arnie dog, because we had a black lab, and she had a big stuffed one she would do surgery on multiple times a day. So I think she'd probably go into the medical field as well. Just something where she could share her generous heart and love and caring for people.
She was a very giving person, and I think in her heart it would swell with just the knowledge that so many people in this room are here tonight making a sacrifice to travel and for providing something of their finances to help others who may not have what they need right now. And I think that's what would bring her the most joy. I think one of the things that's most humbling actually is the outpouring of support from the Missoula community, and even from outside the community. There's been a number of people that continually support that don't even live in Montana, and to know that something that Alicia and I and our family wanted to try and take an experience and turn it into something positive, and so many other people have jumped on board with that, something we couldn't do by ourselves.
The Jadyn Fred Foundation has been a huge blessing in mine and Britt's life, just to help us heal after Jadyn passed away. And to be able to help other families has been just a real gift to be able to give back, and for our whole family to come together and to create something in Jadyn's memory and in her honor to serve the community and these children that go through so much. And we've seen how much Jadyn has been through, that it's really humbling to see that we can help in just a little way to ease some of their burden. And we hope through this auction fundraiser, our golf tournament, that we're able to help a lot more families.
From the first year where we helped only 3, we're going to be hovering around 150 families this year alone. And part of me is grateful that we can do that. The other part of me, my heart hurts for that because there is such a need. Every time we have a family that we need to help, it means that there is some kind of crisis in the life of that family. And that alone is very hard to process. While being joyful that we can do it, we know what the pain is like. And so part of us always feels that family's pain just a little bit.
We just both want to say thank you, and our whole entire family, for helping Jadyn's legacy live on and to help so many children that maybe would never have an opportunity to get the treatment they need. So thank you so much.
Yeah, on behalf of our board of directors, my dad, the executive director, and myself and my wife and my family, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. This is something that lives beyond each one of us and all of you, and it's only through the power of togetherness that we can make this such a special foundation.
The Jadyn Fred Foundation is ready, with your assistance, to give hope to children and families right here in Montana. Please consider a tax-deductible donation to help children and their families access the care that could change their life. Jadyn Fred left a special, lasting impression on everyone who had the opportunity of knowing her. The Jadyn Fred Foundation's purpose is to emulate her kind and caring ways by providing assistance to children who have needs just like those needs Jadyn and her family face together. Please consider a partnership with the Jadyn Fred Foundation and help make a difference, one life at a time.